In the heart of West Africa, nestled between lush green hills and the shimmering waters of the Niger River, lay the vibrant village of Kankou. This village, with its thatched roof huts and winding dirt paths, was a haven of culture, tradition, and community spirit. The people of Kankou were known for their warm hospitality, their laughter echoing through the streets, and their unwavering connection to the land. At the center of Kankou stood a large baobab tree, its thick trunk and wide branches a symbol of strength and longevity. The villagers often gathered beneath its shade to share stories, celebrate festivals, and discuss matters of importance. It was here that a young boy named Kofi would often sit, mesmerized by the tales spun by the elders. Kofi was a dreamer, with a heart full of curiosity and a mind bursting with imagination. He would listen intently as the village elders recounted stories of their ancestors, of brave warriors, and of mystical creatures that roamed the forests. Inspired by these tales, Kofi often envisioned himself embarking on grand adventures, exploring the world beyond Kankou. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the villagers gathered for their weekly storytelling session under the baobab tree. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of grilled fish and jollof rice, as families prepared for the feast that would follow. Kofi sat at the feet of Baba Kwame, the oldest elder in the village, eagerly awaiting the stories that would unfold. Baba Kwame began with a deep, resonant voice. Long ago, when our ancestors roamed these lands, there was a great drought that threatened our village. The rivers ran dry, and the crops withered. In their desperation, the villagers turned to the spirits of the land for guidance. As the elder continued, Kofi was captivated by the imagery of the past. He could almost see the villagers, their faces etched with worry, praying to the spirits for rain. Baba Kwame spoke of a brave young girl named Ao, who ventured deep into the forest to seek the wisdom of the water spirit. She encountered numerous challenges but remained steadfast in her quest. The water spirit, Baba Kwame said, was a magnificent being, with hair like cascading waterfalls and eyes that sparkled like the stars. Ao's courage and determination moved the spirit, who eventually granted her a blessing of rain for Kankou. Kofi's heart raced with excitement. He admired Ao's bravery and longed to be just like her. As the night wore on, the stories of courage and resilience continued, igniting a fire within Kofi's soul. He felt that he was destined for something greater, something that would weave his name into the fabric of Kankou's history. The following day, as the sun rose high in the sky, Kofi set out on an adventure of his own. He decided to explore the outskirts of Kankou, determined to find the enchanted forest that Baba Kwame had described. With a small satchel filled with food and water, he ventured beyond the familiar paths, his heart pounding with excitement. The journey was not easy. Kofi navigated through dense underbrush, climbed over fallen branches, and crossed small streams. The sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves surrounded him, creating a symphony of nature that fueled his determination. Finally, after hours of walking, he stumbled upon a clearing that took his breath away. Before him stood the legendary enchanted forest, its towering trees reaching up to the sky, their leaves shimmering in the sunlight. Kofi felt a rush of exhilaration as he stepped into the forest, the air thick with magic and possibility. He wandered deeper, entranced by the beauty around him, his imagination running wild with thoughts of the mystical creatures that might inhabit this place. As he explored, Kofi encountered a group of playful monkeys swinging from branch to branch. They chattered and screeched, their antics bringing laughter to Kofi's heart. He began to mimic their movements, jumping and swinging from low-hanging branches, embracing the spirit of adventure that filled the air. Just as he was lost in the joy of play, a sudden rustle in the bushes caught his attention. Kofi turned to see a graceful gazelle emerging from the thicket. Its large, expressive eyes seemed to hold a wisdom beyond words. Kofi stood still, mesmerized by the creature's beauty and grace. To his astonishment, the gazelle approached him, its gentle demeanor inviting trust. Kofi felt an inexplicable connection to the animal, as if it were a messenger from the spirits of the forest. He knelt down, extending his hand slowly, and to his delight, the gazelle nuzzled against his palm. In that moment, Kofi felt a surge of energy coursing through him, a sense of belonging that he had never experienced before. The gazelle gazed into his eyes, and Kofi understood that this was a sign, an affirmation of his courage and the dreams that danced within him. He knew he had to share this experience with his village. With a heart brimming with excitement, Kofi made his way back to Kankou, his mind racing with ideas of how he could inspire his fellow villagers. As he approached the baobab tree, he saw that the villagers were gathered for their evening feast, laughter and chatter filling the air. Kofi burst into the gathering, breathless and animated. "Everyone, you won't believe what I found," he exclaimed, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. The villagers turned to him, intrigued by his energy. "I found the enchanted forest, and I met a gazelle that spoke to me." The villagers exchanged amused glances, but Kofi persisted, recounting his adventure with vivid detail. He described the beauty of the forest, the playful monkeys, and the gentle gazelle that had shared a moment of connection with him. As he spoke, the villagers began to lean in, captivated by his passion. Baba Kwame, sitting among them, smiled knowingly. "Ah, young Kofi, you have the heart of a storyteller. Your journey is a reflection of the courage and curiosity that lies within each of us. Perhaps we should visit this enchanted forest together." Inspired by Kofi's enthusiasm, the villagers agreed to embark on a collective adventure the following day. They prepared for the journey, packing food and water, and sharing stories of their own adventures to stoke the fire of excitement. The next morning, the villagers set out, following Kofi as he led them to the enchanted forest. Laughter and songs filled the air as they walked together, the sense of community growing stronger with every step. When they reached the clearing, the villagers gasped in awe at the beauty surrounding them. Kofi led them deeper into the forest, sharing tales of his encounter with the gazelle and the joy he had felt. The villagers, inspired by his spirit, began to explore their surroundings with newfound curiosity. Children chased after butterflies, while the elders shared stories of the spirits that watched over the land. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden hue across the forest, Kofi gathered everyone beneath the baobab-like tree they had found. "Let us share our stories," he encouraged, just as Baba Kwame does. One by one, the villagers stepped forward to share their experiences, tales of love, friendship, and the wisdom of the land. Laughter and joy filled the air as they connected through their stories, creating memories that would bind them together. As night fell and the stars twinkled overhead, Kofi felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. They had come together as a community, celebrating their heritage and the stories that defined them. The enchanted forest had become a symbol of unity, reminding them of the strength that lay within their bonds. From that day forward, Kofi continued to explore the world around him, but he never forgot the importance of sharing stories. He became a storyteller in his own right, weaving tales of adventure, bravery, and the beauty of Kanku. The village thrived on the spirit of connection, the heartbeat of their community echoing through the ages. Years later, as Kofi grew into a young man, he took on the role of a mentor, guiding the next generation of dreamers and adventurers. He taught them the value of storytelling, the importance of community, and the magic that lay within their own hearts. And so, the legacy of Kanku Village continued, a vibrant tapestry of culture, adventure, and connection. The baobab tree stood tall, a witness to the stories that shaped their lives, as the spirit of Kanku thrived for generations to come.